Hey, Grand Rising, everybody. We're going to start this off with some music like we always do. Shout out to sponsors. Chris Cyphers, Brian's Flat Power God, Rashard TSL, Flat Motherfucking Power, My Naga, Dangerous Music, Prophet Levi, Executive Sessions, and Brother Sanchez, and all the Flat Power family. Grand Rising, everybody. Give me 1 second. We're going to start this off with some music. Let some people get in the house. Let my brother Lotus get in the house. Grand Rising, everybody. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Class in session. So it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See what they do is use this shit as a tool. Got us focused on these fools and putting shit in our food. Fighting to free your mind is kinda hollow but true. The system make you a zombie if you follow the rules. So we rebel, but not too many live it to tell. Till they find the cheat code using digital scales. Paradise is aborted when the mission is failed. Heaven and hell collide like prison and jail. And you don't need religion just to say you awake. You even dumber than you look, you think you came from an ape. Religion needs science, science need religion. One tell a story and the other paint the picture. But listen, nigga, if you dig a little deeper, you can find that little rabbit in the mother of the reaper. I'm the best for a reason. There's a message in the speaker. When the cosmos talking, that's a blessing from the ether. One day I met the devil for real and made a deal with him. Told him all I want is the money and kept it real with him. Came in the form of a thought, I couldn't build with him. Shit I was selling the fiends was really killing them. Your gun bars ain't much if your gat don't shoot. I'm strapped and bulletproof like the Batman suit. All it takes is one snap to have my enemies killed. The laws of space and time, I could bend them at will. Yeah, I'm in the world some of y'all have not seen, and living on the page that some of y'all cannot read. And right now they probably calling me cheap, cause I decided it's enough and now I finally speak. Tell you the truth, I don't trust people who cheat. It's deeper than having sex, you give birth to deceit. If you see where this is going, this is true as can be. If you lie to the ones you love, then you do it to me. The cold word is rainy night. Niggas get wet outside, but ain't no rain in sight. They wonder where this come from. Ascension when it's all done. No reason to believe in a God. When you become one, you understand. You could get it the same. Niggas will double cross you if you get them the fame. My soul ain't for sale just to get in the game. It's dangerous, homie, just remember the name.
Last of my people been driven over to another slave for over 700 years, and I carried the Europe, I taught the Europeans to children coming back.
They just wanna keep us asleep. I know this shit suck, but when the fuck when niggas wake up, I know this shit tough. Every other step you take, you get your foot stuck. Cause they go and show you the fly with some niggas pushed up. Religion is a part of the system, my nigga, listen. If you ain't got control of your soul, then you's a victim. The Pope all over the net with politicians. The same politicians who sleeping with little children. Time to make them pay for what they did to the youth. But freedom of speech is nothing when they censoring truth. You ain't gotta show shit when you live in the proof. Giving support to your oppressors, man, you niggas is goofs. Time to fight fire with fire, get on some nigga shit. Time to get back what they stole, all of our innocence. Some people hate the way that I talk, this shit be spicy. But say a bunch of shit that ain't true, it isn't likely. They try to say your vision ain't true, but with your sight see. The best way to tear you apart is through your psyche. I give it to you real, what you need me to say. Ask the world leaders about the oath they secretly take. It's a plan that they got to keep us legally slaves. Paid labor overwhelming when you needed a break. If you think that I'm just talking, then bitch you lost. It's a war going on like rich versus poor. The rich keep getting rich while your broke ass starve. Feeding you little pennies at that punk ass job. Thinking cause you get it in tax, you need that income. Really I'm just stating the facts cause niggas been dumb. Your emotions are controlled by a system. Cause when I make a song full of hate, niggas listen. When I make a song about love, niggas skip it. They both from the soul, so really ain't nothing different. Today you gotta give it a fight to make the hate stop. Niggas on that ignorant shit gon' get a face shot. Believe what you wanna believe. A lot of niggas snakes, only going off of belief. A lot of shit is fake with 2 cans blazing. I'm ready for damnation. So tell a slave master I'm burning the plantation. You fuck niggas like to throw pain but can't take it. So all during war these flames remain sacred. Barrel to the root of your tongue, you niggas tasteless. Lights flying over your head, it ain't a spaceship. The reason why we fully equipped was information. It led us on the path that got us out of the matrix. Unity is power beyond, we should embrace it. But you could never bathe in the truth when you were racist. Speeding off what you was taught, then the brakes slip. Then you see it's nothing you thought, that shit is dangerous. A lot of people dying for what? That shit was aimless. It's kinda like a video game, it took stages. Just make sure these lanes remain nameless. Hood politics part 2, my name dangerous.
Promo 2023 and beyond.
Bring your own bars.
You still ain't tapped into BYOB, huh?
Niggas died with the plainest. City of the snow, we ain't got no fucking angels. A nigga named Hot, way hotter than Satan's. We ain't got necks, I ain't never like waiting till you.
Man, I'ma tell you right now, this is what you should be watching on YouTube.
Checking woke to see what the flow about. The Freemasons, the niggas who took the land, make the money and all of the major brands, took the knowledge of both of the native man, told them move out the way as American. Kicking off, I want the ball first. They the ones who was pushing the ball earth. I be catching this shit like I'm Stalwart. Niggas sick and I don't need no cough, sir. Ain't no stopping me for an apology. Set up shop and they call it a colony. Fuck economy, we need autonomy. I got love for hip hop and not Cardi B.
Right to the bed, then, nigga. Know that I'm killing niggas. I'm running through green like it was a field, my nigga. But this ain't a drill, my nigga. Yet I'm in your grill, my nigga. Keep gas, I'm at Hank Hill. Big Papa ain't no faith here. If they sleeping, must be day quill. I'm a big dog, better stay still, nigga. Hashtag.
Every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Rap, poetry, singing, even comedy.
Gundam, I told niggas I'm really that nigga, uncomparable. Son getting fitted for death. This shit is tailored too. Bad bitches hunting me down became hysterical. Shorty put her ass in the sky. I call her Sailor Moon. Niggas
feels your feelings as they override. They cuddle, enjoy, enjoying. I lay, I rest. Lay with me. Let's continue this thing of fluid communication.
You want it all. And it's a cash prize every week from the people for the people.
2 hoes in the bed trying to share the meat. Trying to stack the money up until it's 7 feet. Know these op niggas always getting sick of me. Putting candy in the sandwich bag before trick or treat. Chopper hit a nigga throwing turn shit to Mr. T. Heard you.
In it to win it, no kidding, the kid exquisite. And lyrically, I exhibit simplicity so you get it. Emphatically, I'll diminish you. Indigence in a sentence, simplistic, sometimes explicit descriptions of how I'm living. Visions of militants, independence is what I'm reaching. Teaching the innocence, the equivalent, what I'm thinking.
Tough, I got stuff that can get you boxed up. You meeting Lucifer, let the Ruger bust like pressure pipes. I'm stretching white like exercises. I've been extra grinding, putting extra time in. I'm extra extraordinary. You get more than buried. Bring you back to life while you're underground. They might as well put your coffin down.
Make sure you bring it. There's a cash prize every week. BYOB, hosted by Greedy Vegan, King of Higher Self, the Goddess of Love, and Chrissy.
Your love, it penetrates my soul. I feel you in me. Your natural ways are so prominent, so romantic, and so ominous. Our friendship will sell and never fail of any broken agreements. Always supporting and loving your achievements. Baby, you know you need it. To all your endless possibilities and all your natural remedies, your good, loving, and my herbal teas is what we speak.
Had to focus my mind, take it to another level you niggas will never find. Ain't got no time to get high, even stop drinking wine. Put that top on your bottle, my niggas, get on your grind. Whether pounds or bricks, half ounces or zips. Take control of your business, but keep these hoes at your mix, cause even hoes they hit licks. Bread and water is all I was taught I need to eat until I learned to go out and slaughter for my own piece of meat. Now side dishes in mama's kitchen was just some wishes. My low work made my growth spurt, so extra dishes jumped off the porch, no enforcement, no endorsement deal. So peeping gang where I came from was an important skill.
Got a record deal. I'm on the 8th floor rolling up the finest kill. She don't smoke, but when she chill with me, she say she will. I'm in the cut like a sniper waiting to pop off. I'm taking tops off. I'm ghost pepper. They just hot sauce. Some of y'all got this shit backward like you crisscross. Wanna be gangsters, but you won't never be no my boss. I'm 1 deep. In my 9-8, rolling up ooh-wee. Octate, playing Sade, feeling groovy.
Them low to the locust ass niggas strapped to the back with a big like that. Hollow tip to the blast niggas. So dope that'll get you smoked like every day though. Nigga, if you slip, you get your bitches ripped up like some Play-Doh. So it ain't no waiting thing that niggas can stop me. My Glock is cocked above my jock, feeling out copy roll.
Illuminati islands, all that shit talking, but niggas never find it. Fuck kicking knowledge, this that ether. Melt the nigga soul through these speakers, ain't no equal. UCC codes won't feed you. Moses had a staff that he turned into a serpent. Bobby got Mac 10s and turned into a Merca. I'd rather be Bane than Batman. Fuck the system. Krillin got more heart than Goku. Peep the wisdom.
Fuck your dental work, I'm the floss. Remember that shit you always wanted but couldn't afford? Bitch, I'm that cost. I'm deadly, like a hollow tip to your head be. You need to feel your hollow grip. Quit talking about your bread, G. Your niggas done read me the wrong way. And bitch, you gon' pay for fucking with the wrong one nigga on the fucking wrong day.
Roll up an Akon pack. I ain't ducking smoke, I just inhale and blow. I'm on demon time and I got a hellish flow to 40 spiritual. I make them see the Holy Ghost. Let's bury these niggas and raise a toast to the Aborigines. That's from time immemorial. A tanchan that's from the soil. Every rhyme is that cook coke, that hard.
Shout out to sponsor Brian's Flat Power God. I see you, brother. Let's play another promo real quick.
You ain't getting money, what you call it? Ain't got a flow, no rap, no faucet. Mama told me always get my fruit from the market. Empire mind state, roots from the garden. Motherfucker, why lie to a lame? No, the presence.
California breeze, Colorado weed. Meditate on a daily, don't focus on my doubts. Hard work never lazy, so prove me what I'm about. Real niggas gon' make me, flip see my spot an ounce. My aura wavy, overlooking all you clowns.
Class in session, so it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See what they do is use the shit as a tool. Got us focused.
It's real, got to keep it real.
Gotta keep it real.
Separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel.
I know how I feel.
It's all about your timing and your
Radio.
All I have in this world is my thoughts. I don't break them for no
Radio.
DVD radio, turn up your speakers. Niggas, they was hating on me, but wanna feature. I don't fuck with none of y'all. I think y'all all lame. Your panel and your channel suck. That shit small change, doper than some fitting on. This for the music, that's why my shit ahead of y'all. I read the blueprint, these bitches hit the thought spot. She took her panties off, make this shit make sense. We run the marathon, we gon' play some R&B And you know you getting rap, send it to the show. We gon' play it, even if it's whack. If you really feel a nigga trash, leave it in the chat, tune in, put the phone down, leave it where it's at. Come and get familiar with niggas that be really up. Niggas drop bombs and got bars that be killing ya. This shit is dangerous, man, y'all already know. You're now tuned in to DVD radio.
Indianism before.
When they see us in the building, they gon' hate on it. With that type of energy, I gotta stay away from it. You mad how we move, but you frontin' like it's cool. The better question is, nigga, who the fuck is you?
Alright, let's play my brother Voodoo Child Band when we gonna get this started. Make sure y'all cop that Dre Cobb album, man. That Dre Cobb.
Everybody hustling, everybody talking a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you something, the first rule of hustling is you don't say nothing. Everybody hustling, everybody talking a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you something, the first rule of hustling.
What the fuck you talking about? I ain't never told you that. Where you get that info from? You never catch me throwing racks. So what I done do to that? I'm pimping in my own rhyme. Been pimping for a long time and I ain't got no control of that. As far as me, with them chickens in the grocery bag, ask whoever know me, they'll tell you, nah, Pelo's mad. Magnificent, different type of player. I do what I do and I watch what I say, cuz. These closed eyes, open ears, and turned shoulders remind me of a fucking episode of Burn Notice. These niggas slicker than lizards in worm clothing. I leave them stiff in the blizzard, the germs frozen. Shut up.
Everybody hustling, everybody thugging, a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you
make sure everybody sub up to everybody. Promo,
you don't say nothing. Everybody hustling, everybody thugging, a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you something, the first rule of hustling is you don't say nothing.
I see these niggas chewing, but ain't nobody eating. Indians may come together, but they ain't really meeting. See out here where I'm living, it ain't nobody giving. One foot is in the casket, the other one's in prison. The streets are unforgiving, it ain't no big important. And you gon' find your family members' faces on a coin. You ain't gon' kill nobody, nigga, put the 9 away. Before I make you motherfuckers feel some kind of way. See, I can kill a man, or I can kill a gram. Some niggas claim to be, but man, I really am. See, I'm an OG, and you a young thug. You just another victim, and I'm the unsub.
Everybody hustling, everybody thugging, a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you something, the first rule of hustling is you don't say nothing. Everybody hustling, everybody thugging, a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you something, the first rule of hustling is you don't say nothing. I hear a lot of squawking, I see a lot of balking. You boys doing way too much fucking talking. Loose lips sink ships, and I see that you got the gift. So excuse me if it seems like I ain't even much interested or even much into it, cause I see right through you, bitch, and I can tell that you ain't doing nothing but talking shit. I bet your mama paying that you can't run that shit. Confused by your message, you just stunt too quick. Clogging up the plumbing cause you lay it on thick. But I'm amused by your antics, Kevin Hart in this bitch. Yeah, I see you from a mile away, you fake ass bitch. You can try it, but you never can get the win.
Alright, let's play one more, then we gonna get it. Make sure y'all cop that new Dre Cobb music. We still here. Shout out my brother Dre Cobb. We still here.
Who they think they better than?
Ain't no comparison to the so-called black or African American. You can drop the African, keep the American. When we say Aborigine and make they world in, I'm going in the same dirt my ancestors buried in. I come from a god and a goddess, so what that make me? Not even Basquiat can trace me. Not even Van Gogh can paint me. The MC in me is the God MC, equals the God in me. I'm focused in, let my mind be free. You too blind to see. The Jews I give is real, it's been real. These ain't shots, they missiles. All you gonna hear is the whistle. Lyrically, this an execution. My verses start revolutions from my people seeking restitution. Since the beginning, fuck evolution. Or maybe my reality is all a dream. I put it together like I was sewing seams. So it seems this is that audio dopamine. Go against the regime, we put you where nobody can hear you scream. And sing you to meet your Elohim. My nigga, this is savage mode. It's something that you came to go. It started with a spark and I'ma let it explode. I was given the cheat codes that'll let me dump and reload and go through them waves like a fucking torpedo. You dealt the cards of life, I just cut them diamonds with the ace of spades. Y'all scatter like roaches when they facing raid, or vampires when they facing blade. I'm trying to get next to Shireen like I'm getting played. You still stuck as a mental slave. You still stuck in that mental cage. While I'm making easy money, pimping hoes in style. This my coming of age. Crowd roaring when I'm coming on stage. And when I'm done, they gonna be cheering my name. Drake Cobbs, and nah, I ain't quit my day job. I spit bars. I really rap on my day off. That's real shit. Just give you some tools you can build with. Aim high even if you still miss. Just keep going. It's a climb to the top, and I'ma keep flowing. Down Lake Shore, I'm Chicagoan. Yeah.
We still here.
You niggas is playing checkers, we playing chess. And nigga, this is checkmate. Dre be the big dog and you just a little bait. You out of Africa and we ain't got the same traits. I'm a God being and we ain't got the same fate. My granny died February 18th and I was born on the same date. The chosen one, the ancestors' chosen son. They gave me the golden gun. One shot, that's a hole in one. From the pyramid of the sun to Poverty Point. I don't think you niggas is getting the point. We still here. Who said they made the Aboriginals disappear? Your information's lagging in the rear. All you do is teach fear. We copper colored with woolly hair. Am I speaking clear? So fuck the nonsense. When I rap, I touch your consciousness. From within is where you get your self-confidence. Let's bring it back to dominance. Ain't no confining us. Gonna bring that wild Indian out of us. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We still here.
Y'all go support all the artists I'm playing. Stay in the community. Let me stop the screen sharing. Mic check, brother.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. What it do?
Everything good. Let me give you the host and let you do your thing, brother. Grand Rising. Much love to you and the family. You know, this is a brother. He been doing bills over here for a while. You know, I got respect for his information. With that, I give y'all Lotus.
Big ups to you and the family. Good brother, Big Dog Philly OG. Appreciate you letting me come on here and share this good information with everybody. Honorable admiration, all my good brothers and sisters of the feather. It's been a very interesting month in many ways with what's going on in the world and what's going on in the social media world and on the YouTube streets. Great deal of information has been challenged and people are challenging the challenges. So I wanted to add a little extra, and unfortunately I won't have too much time to go in. So, but anybody wants to come on and explain some stuff because I have some questions that I can't find answers for. So, all my good brothers and sisters of the feather. Give me one moment. Okay. All right, my good brothers and sisters of the feather. So there's been a big deal with the moon. We have this coming moon passage eclipse, I believe next year, some great moon rising situation going on. And then we have the globe earthers coming with their globe-tard science. So I wanted to share something before, in fact, I'm gonna share a couple of things before I dig into very, very interesting, very interesting topic that is conflicting and will bring a different perspective for our good brothers and sisters of the feather here in America. And definitely gonna have to deal with this political situation because I teach mind manufacture, mass produce everything we want, need, and use. So when I say that, that means government. That's the new government. Food, shelter, and clothing. We don't need any of that stuff, but definitely gonna explain some things. This is definitely gonna have to pour over into a part two with that situation with the politics and information that's been gathered. We already know it's ridiculous with the stuff going on with politics and the government, and that alone should tell everyone that it's not the path for us, to become a congressman. But I'm not going to talk about too much of that right now. I have posed a question that has run into issues. Is anyone explaining to me? So I don't know if you're there, Big Dog Philly OG.
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
I don't know if I'm gonna have to bring some people.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, so many years ago, I stumbled upon this math, right? And the math blew my mind. It was in the year 2017. So on my channel that was taken down, I made about 3 videos. And these videos were challenging a couple of things about the moon. That the currents being pulled by the moon being inaccurate, the science or the math behind that or whatever fathomed their minds to say that when there's a moon, it's pulling our water towards it. And there's a lot of people who literally follow all kinds of philosophies pertaining to, when there's a full moon, the water's rising, and many different things pertaining to that of water rising from the moon. So I had a lot of issues with that when I tried to challenge it due to the fact somebody challenged me when I talked about it. So when it came to the so-called pull from the moon, I found a lack of evidence. I started going to the beach a lot. I live, near the beach. I stayed in Gardena, and my place of care was a beachfront house. So many weekends for about 2 years, I observed the moon. Didn't have much time to observe it, but I would get out there and observe it. And during the day and after, the sun has gone down, whenever there was a time during that weekend that, the moon would be in that position. So I'm studying the moon, and I'm just like really, and this is before 2017. I'm really trying to get understanding of this stuff because, like, in my mind, I believe that the moon was really pulling the water. So anyway, let me hurry and get this little part out the way. So with the so-called moon pulling the water and me finding evidence, not finding evidence of that being the case, where they say high tide, mid tide, low tide. So I had issues with that. So that's something I have up on the table. I know it was like a long question, but the main question is, They say that our planet is rotating at 1,000 miles per hour from west to east. I have to say this like this every time, so everyone can like comprehend. I want to make sure everyone comprehends this. So it's spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Okay, the speed of sound breaking the sound barrier is between 7 and 800. I forget the exact number. Deepest apologies for not having that exact number. But you're breaking the sound barrier. Now, we can deal with the math of mass, size, or whatever. But we're saying that we're rotating at 1,000 miles per hour. So if we're on something rotating at 1,000 miles per hour, that means that all the celestial bodies are moving at 1,000 miles per hour around us because we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. I mean, I want everyone to understand this. I know a lot of my good brothers who are flat earthers, like they don't even worry about this pseudoscience that globe earthers have created, which I'm talking about. So they're saying that the planet is spinning 1,000 miles per hour. That means when I look up into space, everything should be moving at 1,000 miles per hour. I don't know why a globe earther can't comprehend that. It's pretty simple. And when you take that same math and then you apply it to the math that they have with the sun and the moon, I'm telling you, this stuff is ridiculous, y'all. So I wanted to share this, you know what I'm saying? So here goes the question, my bad. Like, now I'm just now really like questioning this, and maybe I could be wrong. So if we're supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles per hour on a supposed globe Earth, Big Dog Philly OG, if they're saying that a moon is traveling in the opposite direction, that means that we're traveling west to east, 1,000 miles per hour, and the moon is traveling 2,288 miles per hour in the opposite direction. Who the hell? I mean, NASA had some type of, you know how you got the highway patrol out there with the radar gun to check your speed? Who the hell built the radar gun to calculate that we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour and that the moon is moving at 2,288 miles per hour? That's really the question. Have you ever heard about this stuff, or anyone in the globe Earth or flat Earth community, Big Dog Philly OG, talked about that? Oh shit, I lost Big Dog Philly. Well, my long question, my bad, man. Okay, so yeah. Well, anyway, I know that we're not like those who believe in the whole globe Earth thing, but this was something that I had major problems with, and recently concluded something very off about that, let alone the so-called moon being a reflection of what the Earth looks like. Those two had an issue with the moon, but you know what I'm saying, that's the moon situation. The miles per hour stuff doesn't add up if you really logically like thought about this, like sat outside and looked at the moon and thought, damn, moon traveling 2,288 miles per hour across the sky. But if somebody drives past me right now at 100 miles, they're gonna fly past me fast as hell. And if I look at an airplane traveling at what 200, because they're about to land when they're traveling at speeds near the airports, where they traveling 200, 300 across the sky. You watch an airplane going across the sky. It's a matter of minutes. It's a matter of minutes. Watching the plane go from sky, the plane can be within your I forget what the word is, y'all. Bear with me. Your point of view or whatever. It's really not the right word. Your line of sight. There we go. Your line of sight. You see a plane coming in the distance. The amount of time it takes for that plane to go over your head and fly. So the point is, they're saying the moon's traveling at 2,000. Fuck, man, the moon should be flying across the sky, like leaving trails and shit. It should be moving across the sky like a damn so-called, what is it? A comet or a meteor. We have these meteor showers. That's how the moon should be traveling across the sky, if those mathematical calculations are accurate. But and that was an argument I posed on a Pan-African channel. Could not quite get any good rebuttals or any answers for why did they create these pseudo math, like the curvature calculator. These are pseudo math. Call it pseudo math. Math that has no practical application, like calculus, so on and so forth. So, all right. I don't know. Anybody in the chat? Damn, I can't see anything in the chat. I thought there was something on here where I could see the chat on Zoom. Nope. Okay, so nothing on Zoom where I can see the chat.
Now you gotta open up another tab on I got it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
The chat is in YouTube. I don't know how to do it on Zoom.
So, Big Dog, have you heard anyone go in on that?
What I see in this community, a lot of people believe in the globe, but none of them really know their information. Like Brother Sanchez knows more of the global information than the globe earthers. That's what I see. A lot of regurgitation in with the NASA and then Pan-African and globe earth community. That's what I see, brother. Shout out my brother P. Norfolk, Jews 512. Much love. Go ahead, brother.
That's right. So, that was something that I was picking at, dealing with the globe earthers. All right, so I'm gonna go into some screen share. There's been a complication about Indian or being labeled Indian. I personally feel that's not something that a person should call themselves, but I say it. I'm American Indian, or any of these other words. There's a deeper level of etymology that a lot of people do not have access to. I think I've said it here before that if you look up the word love, it's going to take you to some old romantic stuff. But if you get a family heritage dictionary and you look up love, it's going to tell you a person that is a werewolf, that has werewolf-like characteristics, or comes from a damn wolf clan of some hairy back Ringling Brothers circus, was it in Barley or whatever, circus acts of the 19th century and early 20th century, showing freaks and all kind of weird stuff or whatever. So there are great deal of information that a lot of people don't have access to. So I've been, I wouldn't say, I don't like the word blessed, but We'll forget it. I'm just excited that I can share this stuff, you know, where it finds itself to be important when having it for years that it really wasn't important. So many years ago, 7 years ago, me and Chief, the GOAT, Supreme Chief Holiday, went in on Indiana and showing that a lot of, you know, when it comes to the phrase West Indies and East Indies, many people are saying that, oh, because there was a West Indies, there was an East Indies, that means that that phrase was used, and then there's a country called India. Now, my point of contention is that the place that we call India, which I'm going to show in a moment, is actually not called India. In fact, it has multiple names. Bharat is one of them. You might have often heard me say Bharat, you know. Punjab is another one. Sindhu, that's going over into them so-called stands. And it's like this information is easily accessible. Yeah, I'll show you now. Hold on.
I don't know if you're talking, but I can't hear you, brother. I don't know if you're on mute.
Oh man. Yeah, messing up, man. Hold on.
Yeah, you was on mute. You're gonna have to redo that, brother.
Yep, about to redo it right now. Terrible. I'm rusty. Rusty been a while. Okay, so right here you see India, officially the Republic of India. And here you see Bharat, or the proper way is just Bharat. Ganaraja, right? And says it's a country in South Asia. It is the 7th largest country by area, the most populous country in June, whatever. And from the time of its independence in 1947. So, or what I'm explaining to everyone that in 1947, that's when they changed the name to India. Comes the Republic of India. Again, they did not have the titles West Indies and East Indies. Again, I know I was approaching stuff from 8 years ago, but I have to just blatantly say it. And some are actually calling me crazy for saying it, but there are a lot of fabricated documents and information that is written in Portuguese, Spanish, French, Italian, and it's just something that we have to deal with. Unfortunately, some of the stuff becomes a part where they're like, well, so we're supposed to believe you. And it's like, I have to explain to them they don't have to believe me, as I showed with the Royal Society. And what I didn't say, but the lady in Gresham College at their college talking on their behalf, where they're at about them making up shit, reading the stuff saying that these people are making plays, they're comedians, they're openly making up stuff to get the attention of people so they will pay attention to it. It's then you see the propaganda where they're saying it's satire, and then they have a whole group of people in the beginning of the Royal Society writing everything satirically. So when it comes to me expressing that these certain phrases or whatever that you'll see, even if you see it written in like some old English or Spanish or in some cursive form, that this information is not old. And for those who want the heavier information on it, the further detailed information on it, it's going to take some time. So I don't know, maybe I need to do some pay-per-view events, because it's like a lot of information. Like I'm going to share some more from words from this Family Heritage Dictionary. And I'm telling you that I have access to something, and you try and Google it, you're not going to find the information. So there's a lot of information out there that people don't have access to. So the point is that this phrase Indian, which I'm about to show soon, with Indiana, that you'll find that why, my other point is, when it comes to Bharat up here, why doesn't it say East Indies? Like, it should say East Indies, because it should be East Indies before the Republic of India. Now, I'm not saying that if you go through here, you're not going to see something that mentions East Indies. It say a whole lot of stuff. It's Trickopedia. But in etymology, it gets, it gets weird. So Oxford English Dictionary, name India is derived from the classical Latin, India. So do you see how it's saying that it's Latin there? But in other etymology dictionaries, it's gonna say, oh, but it's Greek. Oh, we got some in French. Oh, we got some in Spanish. It's gonna take you all over the place. So then in turn, a reference of South Asia and a certain region to its east. In turn, the name India derives successfully from Hellenistic Greek, India. See? And then, but that's Hellenistic Greek is India, ancient Greek, Indios, old Persian, Hindush. Like, wait a minute. So you bring it all the way back to Hindush in eastern province of Achaemenid. Man, I forgot how to pronounce this one. Damn. Achaemenid I think it's the Achaemenid. Achaemenid. I forget if it's Achaemenid or Achaemenid, something like that empire. Haven't seen that in a while, yo. And ultimately, it's cognate, the Sanskrit Sindhu. Now you see, everyone's used to the phrase Hindu, and a lot of people still use the phrase Hindu. And I have to explain over and over that no, the proper name is Sindhu, and they'll still say Hindu Kush. Nah, it's not even Hindu. So even when it comes to anything with the Indus River, it has nothing to do with over there because it's called Sindhu, and that means river. It's not the name of that river, but that's how you say river in that language, because a lot of words that are Proto-Indo-European are words that come from other places that wind up in the German, French, Italian, Spanish, or any of these other languages that all they did is really borrow words from everywhere else. You're gonna find these problems where the word changed instead of Sindhu got Indus. But then the problem holds in definition. They're saying, what is that? They're telling them the name of the river. Yeah, the name of what a river is Sindhu. That's a Sindhu. Not the actual name of that river, but that's how you say river in that language. Same issue with kangaroo in Australia. They went down there pointing to the animal. I got this from Uncle Dookie, world-renowned historian from Australia with the linguistics, been in stuff with movies and all that. Was explaining in details that kangaroo is not the name of that animal. That kangaroo means, what do you mean? So there's a gap in the way that we're using these words of sources for these words and this information, even bearing down to the word Aboriginal, indigenous, and any of these other words. There's a problem with the source of these words. So when it comes to Indian, and I know a lot of people will be like, nah, I ain't no Indian, I'm an Aboriginal. And that Indian is just a word that means a person's complexion. But you have to dig deeper. You have to go by family heritage books. You have to go into the languages that these words originally come from. And that means that you're going to have to dig into all these damn European languages and find a lot of the words and find out where they come from. I've done it for a good 10, 15 years, pulling a lot of words out with the help of, an elder from Ethiopia. So stuff like this, like when the elder from Ethiopia told me, Kush in his language, to say Kush, I forgot, I'm trying to remember, y'all, man. It meant like a injured hairy leg or something like that. Something about an insult with a woman not grooming herself and having an injury or a deformity or something like that. So it's a form of an insult. And the proper word is Kosi. And well, anyway, just trying to give a couple of examples of words that have been passed around, and a lot of us have heard. We heard Hindu, we heard Hindus, we heard Indus, and then it turns out that it's really the name of Sindhu River. We see that India is not where the name Indian comes from. Then they're trying to tie it back to some Greek stuff, and first it's Latin, is it Greek, or what is it? But ultimately, when you go to the etymology, damn, it won't play that while I'm on. So ultimately, the term Bharat or Bharat, as he explained to me, Bharat, mentioned in both Indian epic poetry and Constitution of India, is used in its variations by mainly Indian languages, a modern rendering of the historical name Bharat, Bharatavarsha. Bharata Varsha, again, Bharata Varsha, right? Which applied originally to North India. God damn, pull it all the way up. Bharats gained increased currency from mid-19th century. All right. So, okay. As 19th century as native name. Excuse me. Well, anyway, you see they got the Hindustan there, talking about some Middle Persian. So anyway, I just wanted to share that it's a simple research on Wikipedia. You can go on any other stuff if you don't like Wikipedia. I still use Wikipedia because it's the most simple stuff to use, and I get to expose the tricks that Wikipedia use on us. So now let's look at Indiana. And if India is all that connected to that, the name Indiana, okay, it should immediately go reference right back to India or some Greek stuff. Indiana's name means land of the Indians, simply Indian land. It also stems from Indiana's territory history on May 7th, 1800. The United States Congress, which I have a problem with, which is the issue with these names, who ordained them to have authority or power to do the naming. But then we look into the history of America, who was in control and who wrote this, because there was no such thing as the United States until the 1860s. That's right. Passed legislation to divide the Northwest Territory into two areas and name the western section the Indiana Territory. So it's like I like to get the sources. I see they got the letter B up there for the source of that. Wow, they even give you the link to it. The naming of Indiana. So we see that when it comes to India having that name, it's in the 20th century. When it comes to Indiana, it means land of the Indians, Indian land, and May 7th, 1800. When I lived in Indiana and I did my little, live streams and all that good stuff, good times, Ty Data, Chief Holiday, and myself. And I would always say I'm in Indian land, Indiana. It's exactly what I would say. You go back a couple years, 3-4 years, you will see that on Chief's channel. All right, so in 1816, when Congress passed an enabling act to begin the process of establishing statehood for Indiana, a part of this territorial land became the geographical area for the new state. Really? Formal use of the word Indiana dates from 1768. So you see they're saying that, again, formal use of the word Indiana dates from 1768, when a Philadelphia-based trading company gave its land claim in present-day West Virginia the name Indiana in honor of its previous owners, the Iroquois. Later ownership of the claim was transferred to the Indiana Land Company. Y'all gotta look this stuff up. First recorded use of the word Indiana, but the Virginia colony argued that it was the rightful owner of the land because it fell within its geographic boundaries. The U.S. Supreme Court, which did not exist at that time, so I know that some of the stuff needs to be checked, denied the land company's right to the claim in 1798. Well, of course, the damn fake shit that really don't exist during that time would do that. And again, that falls under the naming of Indiana. Even got the Hoosier stuff, which no one gives a damn. I mean, there's some stuff to that, but I'm not going in. So everyone sees that with these Pan-Africans that are globe earthers, they have no answer for that ridiculous math and all that other dumb math that Sir Isaac Newton created to say that a planet this many far and this many in a solar system, and to say that this planet is this size. Like well, okay. It wasn't my book. I had access to a book called The Solar System. In this book, it gave me the details to all the planets in the solar system. I'm telling you, it's telling you details like they've been there. Like, this is how many times it rotates around the sun. They give you all that. This is the density of it. This is how many square miles Uranus is. You know, they're giving you all that. They got you. You want to hear some mystical, magical math? They got you. So, you know, I had an issue with some people that would say that math is the universal language, or the language of the universe is math. I always had a slight issue with that. It's something that's connected to math that is the language of the universe, but not just math by itself. So people think that if you calculate some shit, that you did something, and it holds some type of weight. So it's like, you guys gonna calculate the damn globe spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Well, what the hell did you use to calculate it? You're gonna calculate that, oh, you go this many miles and the flat plane starts to bend into an oblate spheroid, and we have curvature math. Then we have the moon travels 2,288 miles per hour, going in the opposite direction that the earth is rotating. So this math that they're using, and they even have the math for the other planets in the solar systems, how long it takes for them to circumnavigate the sun. This shit is ridiculous. So when it comes to that, that's why it's MPH, miles per hour. It's like they need to stop it. And when it comes to this India, calling yourself Indian, American Indian, you know, you call yourself whatever you want, doesn't matter to me. But when it comes to Indian, I'm gonna pull up another one. Yeah, I believe it's in here. Now you see 1765, right? And given the region of Ohio River, blah, 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 mid-18th century. French explorers, settlers, and also first is Iroquois, but now it's French explorers. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I rely on dictionaries that have no connections to pale faces or the Family Heritage book. Family Heritage book does have somewhat of a connection, but I do not rely on just some sources that they use, basically. Celici, Indiana, Latin-derived place. Name and suffix. So we see Anna, seeing the definition of Anna on Indiana. All right, bam, bam. A typical U.S. middle-class community, 1929, from the title of the book established. Okay. What is this? Hold on, y'all. Man, what the hell? What the hell is this? Yeah, like, man, what the fuck? Okay. City of Indiana, U.S. founded 1821, y'all. So what I wanted to everyone to know that no, they didn't call that West Indies or East Indies. We need to check our information on what it was called. I know they didn't use the word West. They didn't use the word East. But that's something that, you know what I'm saying, from a great deal of research, spending a couple of dollars to have some information, brought me to. So Indiana, again, we see here the breakdown, Latin-derived name suffix, Anna, organized U.S. territory, the same stuff. Police, po. Let me see. Got my little notes right here. Where is it? Okay, so we got police. We got another word for is tapolha, or tapol, and pilis. In Lithuanian is pilis, and it means city, citadel. And a couple of those words, it also means fort. All right, so that's all I got for that. A lot of states have Anna on it. Y'all check out all these states that have A and A at the end. So you see what it means. So when we see Indiana, so when we see that we say we're American Indian, we need to take off the AN. It's just ND, ND. So here's the IANA. There we go. Or Anna, we got IANA. Word form and element denoting collection of sayings, gossip, etc., connected with a person or a place, right? It's essentially originally neuter. A certain way to pronounce that word, and I always forget it. But anyway, plural ending of Latin adjectives ending in anus. So focus on some weirdo anus stuff. So we're seeing here that early 18th century, and I can go over a lot of this stuff that is explaining that these suffix were applied to words later. Now, this is my argument that diacritical marks and these prefix, suffix stuff, adding to words and stuff, did not happen until the 19th century. That's just an argument that I have, and anyone can challenge it. So, 18th century, this is what's going on. You got Iana, you got An, Ani, Anna, well, not Ani, but Anna, anus, and you have no. So there's a lot of words that'll have no at the end or no in between the words. So there's a lot of stuff going on when you're dealing with this word. Yeah, bearing the suffix of an, collected with the I in front from Latin. Ianus, in which E or the I, it's a sound that makes I, originally was from the stem of the word being attached, but later came to be felt as connected. So they was like, oh, they felt some type of way about it, and they said, we're just going to start using this in the word. So it's just giving an example of the full word is indianian. So the actual name back in the 18th century that was used was indianian. And when you say it like that, it's like, man, what the hell? So that's indianian. So why would it have two denoting a person and a place? And then when we go back to Indian, we're seeing that it's like a honorable title. So in the dictionaries that I have, where I pull words out of, turns out that in the Beja language, Indi means noble, a man born of noble birth. So there's a great deal of connecting the right languages instead of going to Anishinaabe or the Algonquin and go through all the confusion and the trickery that those Europeans created, putting together those dictionaries, just like Michael with the Cherokee dictionary, and even with the Iroquois dictionary that I had to go surgical on from all the nonsense they put in there. You're gonna have to deal with them and their input, and then there are languages that you can go directly to that knocks all the stuff out of the way, knocks it right out of the water, lays it down nice and plain and simple. And just wanted to share that, like I said, it's a Beja language. You go pull up the Beja language, you're gonna find all this stuff. Then you're gonna see that. So the whole Anishinaabe, the Ani Kitaba, the Ani Nuia, and all these names that Ani in the front is literally connected to this, what I'm showing you right now. The An, or just saying Ni, all that stuff. And you go to the Beja dictionary and you can pull it right out. It's right there. Ani, Aneb, An. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Big Dog Philly, man. Can we take a music break real quick before I go into the wish I could throw some twos and play sub for y'all on this Zoom. Unfortunately, can't. I cannot. So gotta wait for my eyes getting bad. All right. So all right, so I'm gonna get right to it. Again, I don't got to go over the miles per hour situation with the Globetards and the traveling. But when it comes to Indian, again, you look up further details, Indianian, and it's like that's just a major exaggeration. And I found that all of the names for the people that they'll say, this is the name for the people who were here first, or this is the name for the great ancestors. It's always an exaggeration somewhere in the name. You got Indianian. Over here in California, you got Shashamonga. Now, Sha, it's like it's already Shai is already like mountain, and it's like you gotta add Sha to it. It's like the highest mountain or the high mountain of a special importance, the holy of the holies, all that good stuff. Which is actually what it is over here in the San Gabriel Mountains. In case y'all didn't know, it's the holy holies where they really got a lot of stuff from. But an exaggeration. So an exaggeration for mountain or high mountain. In the word Indianian is always some type of exaggeration in it. And any of the names. I heard someone say that they got a whole nother name. We got the Turtle Island name, Etanoha. There's a couple of other, the actual full word of it is ridiculous. The full name of that, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's Etanoha is the improper way of saying it, the pigeon form. The full version is just, it's an exaggeration. And that's, you know what I'm saying, just trying to give an example with these two things I wanted to knock out at the beginning before I get to this Native American slavery again. Definitely have to go in on the crime, the Biden crime family, and the Trump Mossad family. We'll definitely have to do that next week. This Native American situation, I need to definitely share this before I cut out. Can't be on too much longer. All right, making sure the microphone is on. All right, now this is the information that has been driving the transatlantic slave trade pantards crazy, because they think that we don't have sources. There's a thing going around that all we do is say our grandmother said it, and we ain't got no sources, and we don't source up. So I told them the Pacific slave trade, the trans-Pacific slave trade, oh, you made that up. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't have stuff in there that agrees with transatlantic slave trade, but I'm saying that you might want to read this. You know, I think there's some stuff here. So I plan on investigating this and putting together a book with all the other information of Native Americans that videos and websites and stuff that I'd have to go talk to some people to get access to. And they're all talking about going through slavery, like all the Native Americans going back 6 generations have some trouble, turmoil, issue with being slaves, treated like pigs and all this stuff. So I started digging, I don't know, not too long ago. And it turned out there were other brothers that knew about this, about the Japanese and the Chinese being brought to California, being brought to Central America, being brought to the islands as slaves and into America. And this is during the period of the 19th century. Why doesn't it tell us, oh, well, we didn't go through that. We went through it before that. The slave trade ended. The slave trade ended. What was this slave trade? And why is there full-on evidence of this slave trade? I mean, damn, the boats, they even have the damn boats still. So, the first thing my pan-tard victim did was read this and run with it, because they see Africans in here. So they're like, ooh, 1802, Denmark became the first country to stop participating in Atlantic slave trade. So it's like this is called the Pacific slave trade, and already they talking about some Atlantics. So for me, I just skip down to the parts that are talking about the Pacific slave trade. So I don't want to hear this, oh, my source killed me because it says then the same multinational commercial interests that had operated the trade in Africans turned to Asia for laborers. So you don't have any evidence of the trade for Africans, but we got the evidence for the laborers from Asia coming here. They didn't ride no wood boat in no 1619. They weren't riding no little wood yachts across the ocean that has waves going up to like 80 to 100 feet. Yeah, right. No. So, from 1840 to 1875, an estimated 138,000 Chinese men were shipped to Latin America and the Caribbean. When I keep saying this stuff, and people will just ignore me and be like, oh, well, we got these morals over here showing that we had these Asian motherfuckers, these Native Americans being clubbed in the head, and this from 1,000 years ago. And I'm like, bro, they brought 100,000 of the motherfuckers over here in the 19th century. And they weren't pale looking. So when you see these Native Americans, y'all, and you're like, they Asians, they Mongolians and all this stuff. And then it's like, well, nah, man. Well, let's nip it in the bud right here. Let's proponents of this coolie trade. If anybody knows about the coolie trade, many from the islands are dealing with people from the islanders, you know about the coolie trade. So it's saying that the 138,000 Chinese men were shipped to Latin America and the Caribbean, and they're proponents of this coolie trade. But then when in the coolie trade, they're making it seem like, oh, those are Africans from Africa who mixed with someone, when actually the story is the ones who were the slaves that went over there were slaves from China in the coolie trade. So coolie trade claimed willing immigrants were indenturing themselves for a few years, usually between 6 and 8. Excuse me. After which they would be free to settle in a new world or return home. In fact, few of the laborers from China were voluntary contracts, when they existed, were often signed under duress and rarely honored. Chinese saying men were being sold like pigs referred to the trade as Mao Zhui Zhai, the sale of piglets. That's how bad they were treated. About 80% of the men shipped across the Pacific from China were kidnapped or decoyed. Ain't that the same thing they say about what happened in Africa? I'm telling y'all, they didn't hijack. They literally hijacked the Pacific slave trade, turned it to Atlantic slave trade, just to hijack and take our land from us. Land grant colleges, take our farms from us, running us out of our stuff, forcing people to use forms of trade that we didn't use, greenbacks to the Federal Reserve, or even the trading of coins. Y'all, there's so much to this. But let me continue reading because, I might go somewhere. So, kidnapped or decoyed, most were from the southern coastal region, and close to 100,000 landed in Peru. The Peruvian Congress, during a failed attempt to halt the traffic in 1856, likened to its a kind of Negro slave trade. What? You gotta throw, they have to throw some transatlantic slave trade stuff in there. But traffickers found shipping Chinese yielded even greater profits than African slave trade. Then, if that's the case, then why would they have dealt with African slaves in the first place? Right with me. According to James O'Kelly, by the way, the Irish hated the Chinese because in the late 19th century, the Chinese were holding down all the jobs and the Irish people were fighting for it. There's a series, I forget if it's on Max or HBO. I think it's on Max, called Warrior. They're literally telling you what was going on. They're literally showing you when they were making Native Americans in that, and they have Native Americans in that. It's crazy. Check it out. So according to James O'Kelly, a reporter from the New York Herald, the 900 Chinese on board a ship he visited in Havana, Cuba, were worth $450,000 to the importers that had been obtained for a mere $50,000. Sheesh. There's a lot going on in this. I just wanted to share that bit and piece. Most of the details will be on my information that I break down out of this book and stuff, and the details that I pull out of it. I definitely have to do this because it needs to be done. Because if I found the stuff that's breaking down that the so-called Plains Indians are really Chinese, Japanese, Mongolian, Filipinos that were brought here to California in the 19th century and 20th century, for large numbers have continuously been coming here. And then show that those so-called $5 Indians and the ones who's riding out with them, Turtle Gang and them peoples and all them over there, oh, they came with the Dayhurst colony. That's the Sicilians and Siberians. Sicilians and Siberians. So that means that I literally have did a compare and contrast and put together the Native American slave trade. Coming soon, y'all. You see it right here, the Pacific slave trade. That's it. That's all. My good brother, Big Dog Philly OG, man. Got to get back out here on the road, make this money. What? What you say? You didn't say that. You was talking shit. Over here talking shit. So yeah, just this little bit right here, y'all. I will extract information from it, and I'm gonna bust it out, and I'm gonna show a couple other things that I lost on my channel that I might be able to find the details to a lot of stuff. Like I can show that these European artisans were traveling over here with the Dayhurst colony. They were over here making artifacts. They're over here making artifacts. They're over here working as slaves, building up ruins. There's a whole lot of stuff that we think that that's the way it looked in ancient time. And we're sitting there arguing with people saying they look at all the grandiose mathematics and the precision to the building of it, and it's not ancient. There's been a major trick pulled on us, y'all. I've been trying to wake everyone up to the fact that, you know, we can't really trust too much. So I'll just flat out say it. I don't trust any ancient site. And I know a lot of people be mad at me for saying this because it's been something that people have been saying that once I say this, there's like no turning back. So I'm going to say this, that I have been investigating Paleolithic, ancient artwork of any kind, all 67 ancient alphabets. Been studying this stuff for years, been looking for this stuff for years. And I'm telling you that I have found that a lot of stuff that we think is old, it's really not old at all. And if it is old, it's what's left of something that was old and it has been changed. It's like this whole, and you know what I'm saying, like I said, people tell me like Walter Williams told me like, oh man, don't do that, you know, like just like once you cross the line on that, then you have to say, well, who are the people doing it? And then you do that, it's like you cross the line. And it's like, you know, how many times do I have to say it? It's just like there's a big thing going on again. We're about to do Kemet on trial again. And I'm telling you that those hieroglyphs are not ancient. That's how I crack the hieroglyphs, because they're not old. Again, a lot of stuff is on trial. You know, what do we trust? And food, shelter, and clothing is what's important. My manufacturer, mass produce everything we want, need, and use. Again, I wanted to share this too. Frequency plus sound equals color. I never really shared details to my hypothesis and equation, so I wanted to start sharing it. That the frequency and sound is dealing with the travel of sound and many elements. How it travels in ice, how it travels in water, different conditions of water, how it travels through land. We know how we feel something traveling through land. It's a vibration, like an earthquake. The other part of the sound and the technology that is applicable to man that can be used just by mastering all of the goods in the household, which would be white goods. In understanding the practical application to the sciences, there's no end in what type of technology that we could make. Like you get some old DVD players, pull the laser part out, you can make something. Like there's it's like we've settled for all the technologies and innovations that exist today. Like the speaker has magnets. Like I'm pretty sure there's something that I can do using magnets in the sound, even though that's how sound, the resonance and all that stuff is how it works. It's because of the magnets in the speakers. Like connecting this technology to the technology with anything. It's like I can only say so much, you know, but I'm trying to, you know, give everyone understanding that we need to start thinking on these levels now. We have to really start thinking of like, damn, what if I had 20 minutes to come up with some type of weapon and I don't have anything but my brain? Like I'm going to start breaking down all kind of stuff. Most people can only comprehend the simple way of fighting back by grabbing something, a blunt object. Others are gonna, you know, use their brain. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make something. So there's something in every household with technology that you can use, let alone solutions and stuff. So anyway, trying to give a little insight, saying something without saying too much on that point. So the key is that we have these points of what's important. So when I come back on next week, I wanted to really I really wanted to dedicate a whole couple of hours to it, to start sharing all the stuff that I have discovered about Trump and the stuff I've discovered about Biden, family members and all that stuff, and going in on the politics and stuff. I'll save that for next week, y'all. Big Dog Philly OG, man, I gotta bust a move. I don't know if you there.
I'm here, brother. We gonna shut it straight down, man. Much love, much respect to everybody.
Much love and respect, y'all. I just wanted to I really wanted to start kind of like simplify ways of expressing
Hey, shout out to sponsor Rashard. Much love, brother. Go ahead.
The things that we need to really focus on right now, instead of a damn election. We need to start preparing for the outcome, because no matter who's elected, it's like, even if we winning, I mean, technically, this is what I wanted to say before we shut it down. If Trump wins, Trump makes America great, but that means that we stay in the same position. Yeah, sure, we'll make more money because we're not getting taxed as much, but still, our money is not circulating within our communities. And this just makes things better for Trump and his people. And we're like, yeah, we're not going to get taxed as much. Gas is going to go down $3, or yeah, milk is not going to be $8 a damn gallon and shit, or whatever it is right now. So I mean, Biden, shit, we've seen what's happened. It's been crazy and chaotic. But no matter what, we stay in the same damn position in society. It's time to take control of our destiny, y'all. It's time to take control. Did I forget anything? Nope. Nailed everything. Oh. Again, frequency plus sound equals color, the whole equation to the answer. Sound traveling underwater, all conditions of water underground. The microwave technology, the diodes, and the magnetron technology that is used for sonar, cell phones, and any form of telecommunication, really based upon magnetron technology. And the color has nothing to do with a color wheel, primary colors, or anything. It has always and only been photosynthesis. So my hypothesis has nothing to do with so-called Sir Isaac Newton. I don't know why people try to take my hypothesis and create fake ass websites and articles and shit later, and make it seem like that's what he was talking about, when he just had some glass and saw that colors were reflecting off of the chip part of the glass. Has nothing to do with the fact that frequency plus sound equals color. It's pertaining to the sun, photosynthesis to the flowers. So the color and frequency plus sound equals color is actually the color of nature. Boom. That I say peace. All my good brothers and sisters of the feather, flat earthers, aboriginals, American Indians. Hopefully y'all learned something today you can apply to your life, or beat the hell out of a damn globetard talking about some damn moon or some stuff like that. And I really appreciate y'all taking y'all time. I really want to start doing open panel stuff though, starting next week. Big definitely want to start doing open panel.
Sound good to me, brother. I open them up every time, man.
And I'll be sending it to some pantards, a couple of globetards. See if they got the damn globes. See if they got some globes between their damn junk to even come on the channel and deal with the fact these very difficult questions. And I know it just frustrates them, because They run into a logical fallacy, cognitive bias situation. And it's not a very comforting feeling for a person that feels that they can just regurgitate some pale-face philosophy and feel that the discussion has ended once they have finished their quote. Coming for everybody information. Definitely we'll be talking about some meta-netta stuff too after we expose some presidents. Need to vote for our damn self. And voting too. Oh yes, forgot to say, voting is not our thing. I'll tell you that now.
Hey, brother, real quick, did you see the debate between me and Sister Becky?
I saw some of it. I saw like 20 minutes of it. I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
Yeah, I got my first victory. I hate to do that to Sister Betty, but it had to be done.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with your point of view in that argument. So I already know. I definitely need to watch the rest of it. So you know.
Yeah, they didn't think I was coming ready, but I came ready with the smoke.
Yeah, I heard you. You turned all the way up too. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, brother, all the reasons why we shouldn't vote, how it was rigged from the beginning. You know, like I said, we know that they came allegedly and came and took over this corporation in 1400s, the late 1400s, let's say 1500s. We didn't get involved in voting till the 1900s. That's 400 years of them total control of this corporation. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's right. That's the information I was going over. That's around the time it's even connected to the state of Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Looney. I see you out there, fam.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, babe, I won't be able to get any more to smoke. Good. But shoot, man, let me go ahead and do my thing. Time is 8:30.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. We're gonna play a song and I'm gonna close out, man. Shout out everybody out, man. You know, I appreciate you. Appreciate your presentations. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to next week. So
that's right, brother. Truly my pleasure.
Let's see, make sure I'm sharing the right stuff before I share it. Yeah, shout out everybody. I appreciate y'all. I'll be right back with the brother Keith Lamont tomorrow talking about passports. So,
oh shit.
Yeah. So let me share this real quick. Shout everybody out.
You might need those because there ain't no telling what direction the country going with all this crazy the crazy left and crazy right. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Hey, shout out my brother Key Norfolk. Looney Meadow.
Hating me, nigga, you never win. Flyer than you ever was, fresher than you ever been. You on the internet looking dumb. This shit don't never end. Blabbing on about a bunch of shit that you never did. It's going down, shut it down. That's a certain fact. You a clown, a living circus act. Jealous, ain't they? That's the reason they looking stupid. You was dissing on me. What a shame, nobody viewed the nigga stupid is. What stupid does must be retarded, and this shit go for most of you niggas. Don't get me started, I will walk you down. In this hour, it be the darkest, it be broad day. Niggas is still catch it regardless. Bitches thought I wouldn't go far. I wasn't one to fail, didn't want me now that it's on. They looking dumb as hell, fuck you thought, never look back. This shit is funny and I'm going off the simplest fact that you a dummy.
That you cry for me, 'cause I would never cry for you. I know you're getting tired of things. I've been getting tired of you.
You still a big dummy, a idiot, a dummy. And I don't fuck with stupid, not for any kind of money. You still a big dummy, stupid bitch, you a dummy. You know you see me winning and you still ain't learned from it. Cause you's a big dummy. Into my eyes, you see I'm high as a bitch. So really, what makes you think I give a fuck you exist? Shit, I elevated. With this music, they up the payment, but with niggas hate it, I get easily frustrated. You a big dummy. Your decisions is where you fall short. I find better use of my time, making the walls talk. Dangerous, a letter for clip. Then spit another round, the barrel pointed over you niggas. I had to dumb it down. Your Facebook picture was one of the worst. See the truth is, shorty, you a bum and it hurts. You at the social service building every month on the first. A bunch of low life bitches that been under the dirt. Bitches thought I wouldn't go far. I wasn't one to fail. Now you tryna give me your heart. You looking dumb as hell. Sleep it off, take you a nap. This shit is funny and I'm going off the simplest fact that you a dummy.
That you cry for me, 'cause I would never cry for you. I know you're getting tired of things. I've been getting tired of you.
You still a big dummy, a idiot, a dummy. And I don't fuck with stupid, not for any kind of money. You still a big dummy, stupid bitch, you a dummy. You know you see me winning and you still ain't learned from it. Cause you's a big dummy.
Shout out to sponsor, Dangerous Music, Chris Ocean. Good job, Brian.
And you can't die from 95 seconds. He's laughing, kid.
Shout out all the sponsors. Let's take it home.
You ain't getting money, what you call it? Bank got a flow, no rap, no faucet. Mama told me always get my fruit from the market. Empire mind state, roots from the garden. Motherfucker, why lie to a lame? No, the presence.
California breeze, Colorado weed. Meditate on a daily, don't focus on my doubts. Hard work, never lazy, so prove me what I'm about. Real niggas will make me, flip see my spot an ounce. My aura wavy, overlooking all you clowns.
Class in session, so it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See what they do is use this shit as a tool. Got us focused.
When it's real, got to keep it real.
Gotta keep it real.
Separate the real from the fake. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel.
I know how I feel.
It's all about your timing.
2023, that's all we on. Rolling the building, getting that information out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio.
All my Aboriginals, I appreciate all of
All I have in this world is my balls and my word. I don't break them for no
Radio.
DVD radio, turn up your speakers. Niggas, they was hating on me, but wanna feature. I don't fuck with none of y'all. I think y'all all lame. Your panel and your channel suck. That shit small change, doper than some fitting on. This for the music, that's why my shit ahead of y'all. I read the blueprint, these bitches hit the thought spot. She took her panties off, make this shit make sense. We run the marathon, we gon' play some R&B. And you know you getting rap, send it to the show. We gon' play it, even if it's whack. If you really feel a nigga trash, leave it in the chat, tune in, put the phone down, leave it where it's at. Come and get familiar with niggas that be really up. Niggas drop bombs and got bars that be killing ya. This shit is dangerous, man, y'all already know. You're now tuned in to DVD radio.
Radio.
When they see us in the building, they gon' hate on it. With that type of energy, I gotta stay away from it. You mad how we move, but you frontin' like it's cool. The better question is, nigga, who the fuck is you?
Appreciate you, brother. Let's stop sharing. You want to close out, brother? Got you. Everybody have a good night. Protect your energy. Much love and respect to everybody. You know, if nobody told y'all they love you, OG and the family got love for you. We out. Peace.
Peace.